In the bustling city of Acadia, where streetlights hummed like restless insects and cars never seemed to sleep, there stood a strange old well behind an abandoned, fenced-off compound, number 78, Adebayo Crescent. The well had been there before the roads were tarred, before the skyscrapers were built, and long before the city earned its name. People called it Kanga Well, though no one really knew what Kanga meant anymore. Elders just said, "No matter how thirsty you are, never fetch water from that well after dark." Most people in Acadia didn't fetch water from wells anymore. Everyone used boreholes or tap water. But Amina, a lively 24-year-old fashion designer, lived in one of the older streets where taps worked sometimes. She was hard-working, bold, stubborn, and curious, qualities that sometimes worked for her, and sometimes worked against her. Amina lived with her aunt, Mama Jupe, a strict but loving woman who believed strongly in traditions. Mama Jupe had always warned her, "Amina, don't you ever go near Kanga Well at night. Promise me." Amina would laugh playfully. "Mama, this is Lagos, I beg. What can a well do to me?" Mama Jupe would shake her head. Young people don't listen until their shadow starts running faster than them. One hot Thursday night, Amina returned from her shop, tired and sweaty. She walked into the bathroom and turned on the tap, nothing. She checked the storage drum, empty. Her mood dropped. How do I bathe now? I can't sleep like this." Her aunt had traveled to Abden earlier that morning for a burial, so she couldn't ask her for alternatives. She called neighbors, but everyone said the same thing. No water tonight. The water board cut supply again. Amina hissed in frustration. Her body was sticky, her hair smelled like the smoke from the mama put stall near her shop, and she desperately needed to wash. Just as she paced around in irritation, her phone pinged, a message from her best friend, Ella. "Babe, don't forget our photo shoot tomorrow. Look fresh, oh." "No, darling." Amina groaned loudly. "Fresh? How will I be fresh when I can't even bathe?" Then her eyes drifted through the window toward the back of the compound, toward Kanga Well. It sat there in the moonlight, quiet, old, and haunting. A breeze passed, carrying with it a faint whisper. Or maybe that was her imagination. She swallowed hard. "No, no. Mama Jupe warned me." But her stubbornness rose. "I just need one bucket of water. Just one. Nothing will happen." She grabbed a flashlight, a bucket, and quietly slipped out of the house. The pathway behind the compound was secluded. The street lights barely touched it. A dog barked in the distance. Somewhere far away, someone played loud Afrobeats. Amina reached the rusty old gate behind the abandoned property. The padlock was long broken. When she pushed the gate, it creaked softly, as if complaining. Inside, weeds brushed her legs. The air felt unusually cold for a Lagos night. She stood before the ancient well. And just like that, something felt wrong. The moonlight fell directly on the well, making it appear almost awake. Amina shook her head. "All these thoughts are because I'm tired." She tied her scarf tighter, placed her bucket down, and began lowering the rope into the well. But halfway down, she heard it. A soft humming. A woman's humming. She froze, her heart thudding. The humming grew clearer, gentle, melodic, almost soothing. Her breath hitched. "Hello," she called. The humming stopped. Silence swallowed everything. Amina stepped back, trembling. "No, I beg. Nobody should be inside this well." She started pulling the rope up quickly. But suddenly, splash! It felt as though something had dropped into the water, or someone had slapped the surface. Amina screamed and staggered backward, dropping the rope. The well began to vibrate lightly, then stopped. Her hands shook, but she forced herself to pick up the rope again. "I'm imagining things. Just get water and leave." She pulled harder. But the bucket felt heavier than normal. Much heavier. As if someone was pulling it back down. "No, no, no. Stop," she cried as she pulled with all her strength. Suddenly the weight lightened. The bucket surfaced gently. Amina exhaled in relief and reached for it. But when she picked it up, the flashlight slipped from her hand and rolled on the ground. It shone directly onto the water. Amina froze. The water inside the bucket was glowing faintly blue, with tiny, swirling particles, almost like stars trapped in liquid. Her hands began to tremble violently. "This is not ordinary water." She dropped the bucket instantly and stepped back. The humming returned. Only this time, it was louder. Closer. As if the voice was climbing up from inside the well. Amina's fear exploded. She turned to run. But her legs refused to move. It was as though the cold air around her had thickened into something invisible, holding her still. The humming continued. Now joined by a soft, eerie giggle. Amina squeezed her eyes shut and prayed. "God, please. I didn't mean any harm." When she opened her eyes, her flashlight flickered and died. The darkness became a living thing. Suddenly, a wet hand grabbed her ankle. Amina screamed with a force she never knew she had. She jumped back violently, stumbling onto the ground. She scrambled to her feet, heart pounding so fast she thought it might burst. From the well came a rising figure. A woman, tall and drenched, her hair long and covering her face. Her white dress clung to her skin. Water dripped from every part of her body. Amina gasped for breath as her entire body shook. The woman tilted her head slowly. Her voice was soft, sorrowful, but terrifying. "Why did you call me?" And that was the moment everything changed. Watch part 2 to find out what happened to Amina, and what fetching water from the well after dark caused her.